Hello, EPIC39. My name is Steve. We're going to be jumping into some Wii Sports Bowling in a few moments. We've got 4 gamers here. Everyone woo. There we go. Thank you very much. Amazing having a crowd. And we have 2 wonderful commentators sat behind. So we're going to throw over to them, let them take over, and then I'll be back in a little bit to figure out who's won and who played. Anyway, bye.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to today's main event, obviously, which is Nintendo Switch bowling, not Wii bowling, just to clarify. And today we have the 4 finalists from yesterday's group stages, and they'll be going on the special course, which will include walls, obstacles in their way to make things more difficult. How are you finding? How are you feeling about today's match?
I'm finding it quite well. The 4 competitors destroyed their groups, and they're all here today.
Nice. So, players, you ready to get started? All right, let's go. Click all set when you're ready. And go through the more instructions as they get ready.
Didn't know there was more instructions.
I didn't know that either. And more instructions. Perfect. So, I'm looking forward to see what tactics these will use, because obviously with normal bowling, it's just the same lane. There's a clear way of doing it, but with obstacles, there's definitely, you can go different ways. You can go like on the right of it, left of it. It just really depends on your strengths.
That's true.
Yes. Please don't stand too close to the television, by the way. Please don't do that. Here we go at Spocko Square, the place to be, a beautiful leisure centre. Here we go. Here's Gribbly with the first roll. And as you can see, there's moving obstacles which really make it more difficult. As I thought originally, it would just be a regular just standard static obstacles. And lovely, that is a 5, 6 pins, 6 pins. Beautiful to see there. Beautiful. How would you fare, do you think, on this course?
The obstacles are harder than yesterday, much harder than yesterday.
Indeed, indeed. We'll see
from
how.
the left side.
I think that is a beautiful 9, really close to a spare there, but solid effort there by Gribbly, indeed. And off we go next to, I believe, is DMC, the 2-time Intel Championship winner, here to defend his title as he gets ready to have the game of his life in Switch Sports Bowling.
Everyone seems to be taking the right side.
I think the right side, yeah, the right side approach is, I feel like, seems to have its strengths as we go. Oh, and that is unfortunate. The moving barrier really got in his way there, and it's a gutter ball. And we'll see, does DMC switch it up? And is he going to try better timing? Oh, and that is also unfortunate. The obstacles really just gave him no options there, because if one was out their way, the other one just came back through.
Having 2 instead of 1 obstacle makes this 10 times harder.
Indeed, because you've really got to, it's not just about finding the point. Oh, and here we go. We got X1 here. He's got the zoom in tactic, not used yet by either of the previous 2, as he gets ready to play. Oh, and he did not do it correctly. The Nintendo Switch is not happy with him. And let's see. He is waiting for it. I love the standstill approach. Very good, and physics works for that as well. As we all know, you always throw things faster if you just stand still.
True.
Obviously.
He's going to have to clip the right side.
He's going to, indeed, to get the spare, he's going to have to hit the right side and knock into left. A technique that I've only done once in real life, and that was probably my highlight. Oh, and it's not looking good. It's a gutter ball there, but it's a solid 8, which puts him in 2nd place for the time being. And here is Benji, who is going to be 4th here. But doesn't mean he's necessarily last. There you go. They are all taking the right, aren't they? It's interesting to see how they're doing. Oh, and here we go. Oh, and it's a gutter ball. They've all, I feel like, a lot. That second wall is an absolute killer, isn't it? Absolute killer. And we'll see, does he change it up for this one? No, he's waiting. Make sure you hold it in front of your chest. Oh, and beautiful. And that is That is 3 pins.
pins.
That's better than none, I
Could be
will
worse.
admit. Could
Definitely
be
could be
worse.
worse.
It could be worse. And here we go onto the second round. So obstacles are going to change. Is that a divot? What even is that?
It's a divot.
It's a divot into the thing and then a ramp at the end. But what's the thing in the middle? That surprises me. Do you know?
I have no clue, but it definitely looks easier than the last one.
Definitely. But, you know, maybe it's deceiving us. We will see.
True.
Oh, it is just simply a divot.
Oh.
9 pins. That's a solid effort there by Gribbly, and we'll see if he can carry it on. All right, so I think this one definitely is easier because it's just simply, you just got to put the power in and you're sorted, really.
Sure.
But the middle part does make it a bit harder because you can't just go straight on for this. He's asked, like he's doing now. He's going for the diagonal because the middle part, if he went straight, it would just put him in a gutter ball, as you can see there.
Oh, and a nice spare
and that's a
from him.
beautiful spare for Gribbly there, which will mean that the next time he bowls, he will get double points for the first of his 2 first rounds. Okay, and here we go. Here's DMC. He's here to claim back his honor after getting 2 gutter balls in a row and see if he's going to be able to do it. You can see he's staring intently into the screen, lining up the angle, and oh, that is perfection right there. 8 pins. Brilliant to see from him. And we'll see. Oh, I think this one's looks simple. I think it's just a straight down and go from there. And oh, it's not as simple as we thought. But 9 pins, very solid from DMC there. But he's still behind after that first round, and it's really hard to catch up in bowling unless you start scoring consistently. And we'll see. Oh, and here we go. That is a solid 7 pins, I believe. Yes, 7 pins. As you can see, I think the real difficulty from this is just the middle part because it has that ramp on it. It's that little hill, which really can mess up with your the ball.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the word I was thinking of.
And a nice spare.
And that's a beautiful spare from X1 there. As we now go into Benji, who has really got the biggest advantage, I would say, because he gets to see everyone else play and then learn from them. Because he's like, oh yeah, that was a mistake. I'm not making that one. So this is, you know, kind of an unfair advantage, I would say.
That's true.
That is true. But, I mean, with his 3 pins from last round, he's not really showing that off yet, has he? And so, oh, that was a bit of a slow ball there. I think that even he's confused by that one. I think he definitely needs some more power onto that. Definitely more power to really, because obviously, if you've not got the power, your trajectory is just going to be so screwed. Oh, and that is a beautiful 9 pins. So close to a strike. We've yet to see one, though, but hopefully we will. Now here's the exciting part. We get into the new round. And this is a... So they're really forced to go one way. They can't go... They have to go on the right. Yeah, because the big gap is making them go, no. And we'll see. Oh, beautiful. Oh, and beautiful that is a beautiful shot right there. 9 pins. Very, very strong from Gribbly. He's shown himself as a bowling master here. And he's now got himself 28 points because of that spare last round, which doubles his first roll. And he's zooming in. He's making sure the angle's right. You got to think about, though, is that the bridge also is not just, it's not straight. It's got, you see, it makes a drop. And you got to think about that as well. And that's a beautiful spare from Gribbly. 2 spares in a row. Very solid performance indeed. Beautiful. We've got to see the replay as always, you know. All right, next up is DMC. Ignore the names on the screen, by the way. Those are just the random me's on the Switch. And so, here we go. He's lined it up. He's going for the strike here. Is he going to be able to get it? Oh, and that is a strike. Beautiful to see. And the crowd is wild. Let's hear it, crowd. Yeah. And that is beautiful. DMC hits the strike there. And now we're on to X1, who's going for the same tactic. And there we go. Two strikes in a row. Plus, I think if I remember correctly, X1 got a spare last round.
He did.
He did. Look, he's nodding. He knows. And so that means he gets also a lot of points there, which is brilliant to see. Here we go. Here's Benji going for it. Same tactic. Oh, and that's unfortunate. That's going to be a really hard one to get the spare on because of just, like we said earlier, you've got to clip them to really just be able to get it. And I think with how the angle's looking, it's almost impossible, I'd say. I'd be extremely impressed. This
I'd
would be
be
the
very
shot
impressed.
of the match already if he gets this. So let's see. Let's wait in anticipation. That was a very solid attempt, and
good
he even
attempt.
knew what he had to do there. And I think it was a little bit to the right, and he would have got that. He would have got that, indeed, indeed. All right, here we go. Here we got Gribbley again. Oh, double moving things, and it's a ramp,
And
so
it's
you
level, so
you really need to put in that
Power.
power really there. But I think as long as you time it right, you should be it should be an easy shot. Oh, very solid there.
solid. That is solid.
7 pins, but like we
Very
said,
hard to spare this
very hard to spare though, especially with the moving platforms. He's looking. I wouldn't recommend going straight into it, but I mean, I'm not on this. I'm not the player here. Maybe he's got some tactic that I wouldn't know about. As we wait for it. Oh, the timing. Oh, and the switch is not happy with him. He's got to hold the button longer. And oh, the run up, the anticipation. Oh, and that's 2.
Solid.
That's a solid 9. Gribbley's been very consistent with his 9 scores,
consistent.
so he's been very consistent so far. And here we go. Here's DMC. He got a strike last time, so his points will be doubled from this round, which could give him a massive boost of which is what he needs from his first round. Oh, and this is beautiful. Oh, and that's a 9 pins, which is nothing to scoff at whatsoever. That's very solid.
If he manages to spare this.
If he manages to spare this, that'd be brilliant to see. And here we go. He's just got to wait for the timing. But I think that this is not an easy shot. I don't want to put him on pressure. But this is a very doable shot indeed. Oh, and that was beautiful. Beautiful spare as always. All right, here we go. Here's X1. He's learned the tactics. He's going to see if he can also, get himself a good handful of points. He also got a strike last round. Yep. And so, like with DMC, he's going to get a load of points. He's going to get double, in fact, actually, if you didn't know that. Oh, and he clips. He clips it. I was going to... But it's a gutter ball. I was wondering about that. It's like, does the gutter break the physics at all, or does it just continuously go up? But no. I'm glad the game does respect the physics of the real world. Oh.
Good line.
Here we go. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a spare.
Esports.
Oh my God.
Esports. And so that's a beautiful spare there indeed. Yeah, if he got it first round, that would have been a strike. But unfortunately, he did clip the barrier. And here we go. Here's Benji. He's learned. He's found the tactics. He's had also the longest time to formulate a strategy here. So we'll see if he's going to be able to go through with it. He walks very slowly up. Oh, and it's a beautiful ball. And
still solid.
It's still a very solid performance. 6 pins, and all the other pins are very lined up. So it should be a very doable shot here if he can get it off right. I'm just, wondering how much these kind of these ramps cost, really. It must cost, was it Spocko Square, a lot of money, to be fair. And I just don't feel like there would really be that much attention to it, because I wouldn't really be, interested in playing much bowling where it's got hills and gaps, into the abyss. I feel like that costs a lot, Here we go. Oh, I think overall it's seems like a chill round.
Easy out.
I think this is an easy one. I think the first round I think was absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
And here we go. Oh, and that's a solid performance there. 7 pins. We love to see it. I mean, it's doable. It's definitely doable because the pins are still quite close to each other, and so I'll share what I would have done after he goes through here for the when he goes there. Oh, and that's a hit and a miss. Oh, that's a shame. What I would have done is I would have gone between the 2 pins, because then you would be able to knock one on the right and then hit the left one, which would hopefully knock into the further left one. That would be what I would have done there. But it's still a very solid performance there from Gribbley with 61 points. All right, here we go. Here's DMC. He's going off the hype of his spare. Oh, and that's beautiful. 8. So that means with the spare in mind, that's 16 points right there, which is a huge bonus for him. as he catches up slowly and recovers from his blunder at the start of the game. He lines this up, and it's beautiful to see. Oh, and it is a real shame that he is unfortunately unable to seal the deal with a spare.
This ramp is brutal.
The ramp is absolutely brutal. I
only
feel
need
like,
power.
yeah, without power, the trajectory just kind of goes haywire. And in a game like bowling, trajectory is so important to be able to hit those. Like that, like
strike.
that, and he just
Beautiful
does it. He's just shrugging it off like it's another day at the office for him. Here we go, X1, beautiful, beautiful.
Seems like he's leading pretty comfortably now.
He is. He's feeling confident after that, with a spare into a strike. And here we go. And here's Benji here. He's going to see if he can follow that through. He's yet to get a strike, and we'll see. Is this going to change? Somehow that worked. He just kind of flicked his wrist, and he did it. But that is a beautiful 9 pins. Yeah, you just kind of, like the Mii character didn't actually throw it. It was just there, and then boom, it was rolling. We'll see. I think this is a very easy, this is a very doable shot in my opinion. It's just one singular pin, nothing crazy going on as long as he just misses the first thing, and then boom. Very nice, very nice. And there's a spare there for Benji, as we are now. That was round 5, so now we're going on to round 6, and that's halfway through the game of bowling. That's what I'm thinking of. Oh, this is interesting.
This is pretty tricky.
Oh, they are. So you got to really think about your timing here.
Yeah.
Oh,
beautiful timing.
Beautiful timing there.
Timing.
Beautiful timing there from Gribbly. I thought he was going to clip the
I thought he was
going to clip the top of it and go flying. But as we see here, he was able to do it. Now, I think this is, now he's got to think about lining it up because he doesn't want to hit the first or third one. He's trying to go straight through the middle, which is looking like he can. And that is a beautiful spare.
Nice spare.
Indeed, indeed.
Gribbly's been too consistent right
He's
now.
been extremely consistent. He's not got, I don't think he's got a strike yet, but he's been very consistent with his spares, which is really, consistency is what matters in a game of bowling.
Sure.
You can get a strike and then absolutely whiff the next round, and that strike will be worthless.
Yeah.
And so it's, consistency is so important, and Gribbly's shown that with his point lead at the moment. Actually, no, never mind. X1 is leading it, but Gribbly's in a very close second. DMC is definitely making himself a comeback here. Oh, and it's really rough to see that, but hopefully he will be able to, you know, get what would be a strike instead, but actually a spare. But I just don't feel like. Oh, never mind. It was a spare. A commentator's blessing. Not, you know, it's not the norm, but you know, you're welcome. How do you feel like this match? This game has gone so far? How are you feeling?
I think X1 is definitely leading comfortably. He's got the most strikes so far, but Gribbly has been really consistent.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. I think this is definitely a very close game. Oh, that's beautiful to see there. 8 pins, beautiful. With a stage like this though, it's not going to be super hard to get the 2. He just needs to think about the first one of those barricades, really. And there we go, beautiful spare, very clean. He, you know, like we said, another day in the office for X1. Just, you know, clocks in, clocks out, and goes about his day. And there we go. Now we're on to Benji here. He's got to get the timing right. It's going to be oh, I think he might be waiting. Yeah, he's waiting. I was thinking, like, oh, is he going to go for it? And that would be a bit too... Oh, and somehow it still rockets off his hand, and he gets himself a strike. That's beautiful to see, indeed. I don't know how the physics works on that, but you know what? He's hacked into the mainframe. Just esports. Yay! Okay, here. Oh wow. So this is it's a ramp down, moving bridge, by the way. And then ramp up. I think the timing here has to be impeccable.
And you also need power as well.
You need the power. Oh, and Gribbly over here is such a consistent player. He consistently gets like those high 8s and 9s, doesn't he? And now I see, is he going to be able to get... He's going to be able to, you know, make that into a spare. He's waiting now. He's waiting for the bridge, which is a very smart move. You know, having a moving bridge like that must... Oh, and this Nintendo Switch, once again, is not happy with him. Really needs, oh, and once again, not very happy with him. He needs to hold the button longer. He's letting it go too early. And that's really, could get to his mental. Oh, beautiful.
Another spare.
Another spare from Gribbly. He's very consistent with these. Extremely consistent. The only player to not get a strike yet, but with a multitude of spares under his belt, I don't think he has to worry. But X1 definitely is a strong competitor and probably Gribbly's biggest worry at the moment. Here we go. Here is DMC here. Lining it up. He's going, I think with this angle, he's looking for a strike. I mean, why wouldn't you? If you get a strike, it's so many points.
Good line.
Oh, and it's beautiful. Well, it's,
the last one wobbled as well.
Indeed. And it nearly went off, but, you know, it's unfortunate to see that he's unable to get it. And we'll, you know, see how it goes. Oh, and this last one is a spare.
Solid.
Solid. You can't. It's just, these are all very solid players, you know. And once they start getting used to the rhythm of these kind of things, it's very good. It's very good. Very strong play.
X1 looking to keep his lead.
Looking to, you know, assert his dominance once again. And that was a beautiful
solid.
8 pins, I think. Yes. 8 pins. Beautiful. Here we go. But I just wonder, where do these, like, things come from? Because if you see around the rest of the screen, they're just normal lanes. But you've got this one random one with a moving bridge and, you know, a hole into the abyss. So I just really wonder, where are these from? Well, this place must have a lot of money. And here we go. Here's Benji. Lining up the shot here, waiting for the bridge. Let's see. Oh, he did not do the Rocky Hand this time, but he doesn't need it with that beautiful spare right there for him.
Definitely got the rhythm now.
Yeah, he's got the rhythm. He's, you know, he's scaling. He had to take the time to build up, but now he's scaling up. Definitely got a lot to catch up though, as we are almost done with round 7 out of 10. So, but he is definitely. Oh, and the Rocky Hand comes back out again, but it's unfortunately unable. The movement of the bridge changes trajectory, which is, you know, something we didn't see before, and I think that's the real challenge of it. Here we go. Oh, once again, we got the moving bridge, and we got the pin in the middle, which can really mess up with the strike potential. But Gribbly's not even thinking twice about it. It goes straight in, and boom. That's a solid 9 pins. Very, very strong to see there. Very consistent player as always. We just love to see this great, you know, great ability of sports at Epic LAN. Now here we go.
Esports.
Esports, yes. Beautiful, you know. And that was a brilliant spare, I must say. We've been getting a lot. I think spares is the most common thing we've had.
Especially Gribbly. I think he's had all spares, to be honest.
So in fact, I think it would have been more interesting to go for the advanced one, but, you know, that would have been my decision, but here we are,
Slow
and
ball.
it's a slow ball. Is he going to be able to go up the ramp? Yes, he is.
Oh!
No, I think he was a bit faster. That would have definitely been a strike. I think that would have been a strike indeed. But this is very doable spare right here. He just needs to make sure that the bridge movement does not change his spin, which can really just mess up the bowling ball's trajectory. Especially because which is so important for a one pin shot like that. Yes, beautiful spare.
DMC is definitely not out of this. If he gets a few more strikes.
Yeah, indeed. Especially with the 10th round having 3 shots, you can get a lot of points off that. You can get a lot of points off that. You know, max of like 30, I think, if you get double strike. So, or like a So, I have to say, beautiful X1 back with the strikes. He's, you know, clocked in, clocked out once again, and very, very strong contender here. Okay, and here we go. And here's the replay, just in case you didn't see that before. And boom, here is his toast with the 4th shot of the round. Let's see if he's gonna be able to do it. He's waiting now for the pin. We'll see if he's gonna be able to do it. Oh, and the Rocky Hand comes back through again. the Reuben
Goes a
Bridge
bit
really,
right.
yeah, it messed up with the spin of the trajectory. 7 pins though.
Hard
the-
to spare this one though.
No, I don't think so. I'm going to have to disagree with you here, fellow caster. I think it is very doable indeed because they're all so close. I think if he aims for down the middle, I think it's doable. And look, this is what you can see now. He's absolutely squinting his eyes, making sure he's fine. And the rocket hand comes back out again. And look at that, straight down the middle, split conversion. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
But he got it. He got a split conversion spare. Brilliant to see there. Who knows? But good job. Do you know what split conversion
No,
spare?
no
Nope,
idea.
no idea. Maybe I should do my research. I didn't realize there was such a deep thing for bowling, but you know, that's my mistake of being a caster here. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame for Gribbly here.
That's his first gutter ball.
That's his. I think that might be his first gutter ball. He's been a very consistent player. I think he was playing. He was, you know, flying a bit too close to the sun there with that very tight angle. We'll see if he's going to be able to get it. Oh, that's beautiful. That's only going to be 6 pins, which is just below his, you know, average and could really, really, you know, make him struggle for the next ones. There we go, DMC, he's leaning down, he's checking his angles, making sure he doesn't want to make the same mistake that Gribbly made, because that was absolutely unfortunate, so we'll see. And here we go. Oh, he nearly hit the first one. I was very shocked by that.
9
But
pins.
that's a 9 pins, and I think he should be able to get the last one, but we'll see. Oh, and X1's giving advice to his fellow competitor. What great sportsmanship to see there. And DMC's going to be following that advice. We're going on the left, which I was thinking as well. But obviously I can't say that because that would be probably not great for me. But, you know, great sportsmanship from X1 there, helping his fellow competitor. But maybe that might be cockiness instead. We don't know. Could be confidence. He's not cocky at all, he says. So I think that's just great sportsmanship to see, which we love. And here we go. Rolls it, and boom.
2 pins.
2 pins left. That's a solid 8 pins there from X1.
You'll have to go from the left side, actually.
Oh, yeah, he actually has to. Which I feel is very doable, though.
Sure.
Very doable, you know. Oh, it's very, very close. But it's a brilliant shot, as always. Brilliant to see, brilliant to watch. Just such a solid performance from all these contenders here. They clearly know their stuff when it comes to bowling. You know, which you wouldn't expect, really, especially with these the randomized generated lanes, which does add a bit of you know,
adds a lot of pressure.
Adds a lot of pressure, but also makes you have to think of the fly, because when it comes to like bowling games, there's always this. There's a that is a rough. That I think the spin out of his hand, the rocket hand, really made it go straight into the first barrier, which messed him up. I think he put a bit too much spin in the launch there, which can mess it up there. But I think with like normally when you do normal bowling, it's just such a you see here the whole point of bowling is that you got to roll it and so
good line.
That's beautiful there. That's
beautiful.
a solid 9 pins though.
Good recovery.
He made a good recovery there. Solid 9 pins, which is beautiful, beautiful work. Like I was saying with normal bowling. Oh, here we go. Here's just normal bowling.
Normal just bowling.
Normal bowling. There is a go-to you know, thing, which as we can see here, Gribbly is lining up, which you know, do you know what the go-to is?
Yep, straight down the middle.
No, you go slightly strike. You go slightly to the right, and you want to hit like basically between the first pin and like where he was aiming there. That's basically how you get yourself a guaranteed strike, which is so essential, obviously, in this last one where it's just normal bowling. It's not about, you know, timings or anything. It's just pure skill and no RNG at all. And here we go. He's going to be going for the second strike. Oh, he's unable to, but that's a solid 8 pins right there.
Still converts this.
Yeah, but he's still got one more round because it's the last of the 10. So he's so he gets 2 sets of 10 pins if he's able to make it to the second one. That's a real shame. A little bit too close to the right there. But it was it could have been another split conversion spot, whatever spare, whatever that means. But here we go. Here is DMC. He's lining up also the same shot, and this is why I was very impressed to see that it was bowling with obstacles on and not just this, because we'd have just seen the same shot about 40 times and we probably all would have gone a bit crazy. So I am glad to see that we don't have that. And also, please don't make a comment about a rubber room with rats. All right, here we go. So DMC was able to get himself 8 on the first one. I think he's lining up for the spot. I think he's spending a bit too long on lining up personally, but he's clearly got himself. Oh, and there you go. The spare. I mean, it did pay off, to be fair. So I can't really diss the players. I'm behind here on the casting couch. They're up there, so they're the pros, aren't they? They are the pros of this. They've had to go through a ruthless gauntlet of
Different approach.
Different approach here, going from the left. Oh my God, that was a beautiful shot right there, with the spin and everything. Beautiful. Look at this. That was beautiful to watch. Honestly, I think that's made my day, really.
Definitely one of the best shots.
One of the best shots we've seen today. Just it's not the straight on the right as normally like we're seeing here, which beautiful. X1. Once again, X1. With his usual strikes. To see, is he going to be able to get 2 strikes in a row here? There's not a word for 2 strikes in a row, but there is one for 3, I think, which is called a turkey.
A turkey, yeah.
I think it's a turkey. But unfortunately, he's not able to get 2 strikes in a row. There's very, very solid 7 pins there. I think there's just too much spin as he was launching it, which...
I think if he spares this, he takes the lead.
I think so. I think that might be there. But we will have to wait and see. As for the Nintendo Switch to tell us the winner themselves, because to be honest with you, I've just been enjoying this game of bowling and not really been super paying attention. But I think pretty much, yeah. I don't think Benji's able to. I don't think he's physically able to get himself 90 points. So last I checked, well here we go. The Rocky Hand's gone through again, and that's very solid 9 pins. He still needs 81 points to be able to win. But he might be able to. Is he going to be able to get himself 3rd place here? Probably not as well, unfortunately. But it's very solid. Beautiful spare. Beautiful spare. And he still has one last one. So if he gets this, he could be very close to getting himself into 3rd place. I think he'll have to literally get a strike here. He has to get a strike here to get himself into 3rd place. So it'll be very, very good to see.
He's keeping the same line.
Is it a strike? He might not be able to get it. I don't know, but we'll see.
We'll see.
No, I don't think he can actually. I think he'll be 10 off. He gets a strike. That's a beautiful. We'll find out though. Indeed, we'll see. That was a beautiful shot there from Benji, as always. These have all been very consistent players. Better than I am, to be fair.
Much better than me as well.
Better than me, but this is why we're on the casting couch, and that's game. And we'll see who won. So the 1st place goes to X1. Beautiful gameplay. Look at that sportsmanship right there. Sportsmanship. Beautiful, beautiful. Perfect. Yep.
Maybe, if Hayden. Can I get the winner up? Come on. You might as well, innit, Get your 5 minutes of fame and all that. Talk me through your thought process. How did you get 186 points?
Luck.
Sound? Well, I mean, I haven't played this. I play Wii bowling, and then I looked at this and was like, what are all these things blocking you and that? Like, how do you work around that?
Just look for the best line, because you know where you can get a strike. So as long as you go that line and not hit things like I did once. But
well, congratulations. You've won sports bowling. We've got some prizes and stuff over there we'll sort out in a few moments. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. We will be back a little bit later on for Gauntlet 3. We'll see you all soon.